Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching the Jovan Salon channel, and it's Maya here, and I'm going to be tackling your questions about crochet braids, the process, and all the questions you submitted on Facebook and on Instagram. Okay, so without further ado, here we go. What type of hair is this? That's the top question. So this is Marley hair I'm wearing right now. For the specific brand, I'm wearing Sweetie hair in its Afro braid style. This is the way the pack looks, and on the front of the pack it says Marley Braid Connectalon Fiber. So this is the hair that I use for this install, and I have tried other types of hair. I tried some other types when I was going to do my second install. This is technically my third install because my second install was terrible. This is just some of the hair that I purchased thinking it was just like Marley hair or this particular brand hair, but this is not Marley hair. It's like, lock braid, twist hair. So it still has the texture like Marley hair, but when I went to rod it and everything, it didn't silk out the same way this does, which I don't know if it's just specific to this brand of hair, but I really like the way this hair performs. So I've tried a lot of different brands, like maybe 4 additional brands outside of the Sweetie brand, and I didn't like any of them. So I went back for my third install and got the Sweetie brand. I used 4 packs for this install that I have here, and 4 full packs. Like, I have none of the hair left over. Next question. So braiding techniques. For me, I do cornrows, and the first time I had someone braid my hair, they put 8 braids in, which I got the idea of 8 braids from another YouTuber who got them done, and then she did 8 braids. So for my head, I have a large head, so 8 braids on my head was not enough. I really needed to do at least maybe 12 or 14 braids, something a lot more than, because I had a lot of spaces in between, and my braids are really chunky. I do have, somewhat thick hair, so my braids were chunky, so I would have to like really finagle and push this side over to cover these back braids and put bobby pins in there sometimes and really like fluff the hair a lot because I didn't want the braids to show. So now, this time around, when it was time for me to do my second install, I did my second install and third install on the same braids, but my second install was done on 20 braids. So the next time my braider did 20 braids in the front, which go into 10 braids in the back. So 10 braids in the front, so it's like I can't really show you. I don't want to show you that right now. But I have 20 braids in the front, small braids, and then the 2 braids connect into one and go into 1 braid in the back, if that makes sense. So there's 10 in the back, 20 in the front. 20 braids in the front, ladies, it's too many braids. There are sections up here that I have no hair on because it would just take me entirely too long to put hair on every single braid. And then the style really doesn't need that. I would have done more than 4 packs had I put hair on every single braid, and this is already very full. Like, this is the fullest my hair has ever been. I wouldn't want it to be any fuller than this. So again, somewhere between 12 and 14 braids in the front. You can divide them down. It would be 7 in the back or 6 in the back. I think that would be perfect. Next time I'm gonna do between 12 and 14 braids, probably 12, just because the more braids you have, the longer time it takes for you to do the install, at least for me. The first time with the 8 braids, it took me 2 hours. This time it took me about 4 hours, and like non-stop. That's a lot of time standing in the mirror, and again, I did that twice because the second time the hair looked bad. So again, that leaving some of the hair out does cover, that was a question, leaving some of the hair out, does it cover the cornrows? So I don't have any hair left out just because I want it to be a full protective style. I do have like this little amount of hair in the front out. That's it. I mean, just to cover the front braids, but in terms of, you know, the bulk of my hair is covered. Some people leave like a little U here, but I honestly don't like mixing even this part that's left out. I don't like it mixing with the synthetic hair because sometimes it starts to feel a little it gets tangled into the hair a little bit, and I don't like that. And so I moisturize my hair a lot to keep it from getting tangled. So I prefer not to leave anything out, but except this little part here, and I have to really take care of it. Okay, so about the curls, I used flexi rods on my hair. I do prefer pre-curling the hair before the install. It's just easier. You don't have to worry about burning yourself, which I'm going to do a full demo of the curling process and how I get the curls to look like this in the next video, just so you have more in-depth information on it. And again, I use the orange rods. I really do prefer curling before, because when you are applying the hair on the braids with the crochet process, it's easier for you to tell what the style is going to look like and how much volume you're getting, how much you want. So you might want to use less hair in some places because you're seeing, okay, this is already getting extremely full here, or the back is, if you start in the back's really full and I prefer more fullness in the front, or I prefer more fullness at the top or at the bottom, or however you want to, you know, have your hair laid. But it's easier for you to judge that when the curls are already in there, or at least it was easier for me. The first time I did not pre-curl, I waited until after I got it cut, and then you know, detangled everything and then curled it. There was a lot of burning, there was a lot of water dripping, and it was slightly painful, and I don't, you know, I'll only do that if I have to. But I prefer, if, you know, in the best circumstance, I'll do it before. There are times though when I do curl the hair after, so, but it's like, okay, if my hair is getting old, if one part got frizzy, like if I was displeased with this section of curls, I would detangle them and just, you know, re-rod it, dip it, you know, let it dry a little bit and then go. But in terms of preferring to do my whole head that way, no, I don't prefer that way. But, you know, sometimes, you know, over the course of the next few weeks, I'm going to need to reduce some of these spaces, and I'll just, you know, dip it while it's on my head. Products used. I didn't use any products on my hair. I took the hair out of the pack, my finger detangled it, and well, finger detangled it, and flexi rodded the hair, dipped it, and then installed it. Even now, I don't really put anything on the hair. People have asked me different questions of, can you oil the hair? Can you, you know, add moisture to the hair? So I've tried little, you know, things in certain spots. So I might take some coconut oil if I see that I have a little tangle, and try to, you know, work it out, like put a little bit on my fingers and then just see if it's easier for me to separate, because it does get like tangly at the bottom where it's, you know, touching your neck area and, you know, along your back. And using the coconut oil, I found it does help to separate. Sometimes I'll spray the hair, just like a light mist of water just on some of the spaces, and then separate as well, and the hair becomes really easy to separate, and then it dries really fast. So it's not like then I'm dealing with wet hair. It dries in like, feels like 5 seconds. Like before I even notice it, it's already dry, and I haven't noticed like my curls really unraveling. I haven't like taken a lot of coconut oil or any type of oil and saturated my hair. I've just like done it lightly on the end, so it's not a whole lot. But other than that, other than trying those two techniques, I haven't put anything on the hair. Do I cut my hair before? No. So I did that, well, I do cut a little bit. So I did that the second install. I cut the hair in half, and it was really short. I mean, it kind of stopped at my shoulders, and then all the layers came all the way up to here. Now, if you're going for that look, that's fine, but I wasn't going for that look. So I wanted the hair to, you know, sit lower. So I, again, had to cut all of the hair out. after hours of putting it in, and then reinstall it. So what I did the third time was, this is not Marley hair. This is some hair that I bought that I thought was going to be like Marley, but but it wasn't. So it was long pieces like this, and what I did was I just kind of measured to see where the hair would stop if I crocheted in, and I wanted the hair to be about this length. So I would just cut off the end and then just work that way so that I don't have to worry about crocheting the whole thing and pulling this all through, because it does take more work the longer the hair is. So at night, this is what I do. I take all my hair and I pull it to the top of my head like this, and I have a head scarf like this. Take this, and it's just kind of like a pineapple method. Well, I guess. Wait, this isn't working. Does this hair tangle? Yes, it does, but it's not bad. I mean, I don't expect it to not tangle a little bit on the ends. It's, it's curls and they clump together just like, natural hair does. So it can get a little clumpy, and what I do is I just take a little oil on my hands, or, a little water, and it helps to separate it a lot more. But really, it's not a big deal to me. I just try not to touch it as much. And I don't expect all my curls to look perfectly uniform. I prefer my hair to be a little separated and to have a little bit of frizz. If you want like extremely defined curls, then it may be an issue for you, but you would actually have less of that if your curls were really defined. But because I picked my curls out so much, it's likelier that this will occur, this tangling. So how do I maintain the hair? How does it look over time? It looks like this, just like this. So this has been a week and my curls look great still. It'll look this way next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. It's a really easy style. So that's why I love it so much. And again, if I have an area that, needs to be touched up, a small area, I just, grab the hot water and grab a flexi rod, and that's it. It's really easy. We're almost done. I just finger detangle it, then I, roll the hair, all of the Marley hair up, and then dip it in hot water, and then after it's air dried, I install it. The only time I do any detangling with a brush or comb is when it's already in my hair like this, and I need to freshen up an area. Then I'll detangle it a little bit, or finger detangle it, and then rod it. FYI, this hair does not return back to the original Marley pattern. So this is the way the hair looks when you first get it, and once you stretch it out with the flexies and put it in the hot water, because it's synthetic hair, which is like a plastic or it's a fiber, it's not gonna have this shape again. The way you could get somewhat of this shape is just doing it like a twist out on it, or maybe a braid out. Can I shampoo my hair, and how do I moisturize and seal my hair? So in terms of moisturizing and sealing, I just go along the braid parts and I'll separate. I lightly spritz the braids with aloe water mix, just aloe vera juice and water, just lightly spritz, each braid, and then apply some coconut oil or whatever oil of your choice, and then I'll apply Gourmet Biologics olive and almond heavy cream, or almond and olive heavy cream, and that's my process. I do that like once a week because I don't want my braids to get too heavy and they don't really feel dry. So again, just once a week is fine for me. but along my nape area and along my hairline, I do it several times a week just to make sure that the hair isn't drying out. In terms of shampooing, I have not ever shampooed my hair with this style, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to like make sections and twist the hair, but the only thing is I don't think my curls are going to stay intact. So it's going to be an experiment, so I'll let you guys know what that what my outcome is. I might just have to recurl the hair at that point, but I'll be prepared to do that if that is the, if that happens. Okay, so I'll let you all know. I'll do a follow-up video about that. Last question, is the hair heavy? No, it's not. It feels very light, very bouncy. I don't ever feel any tugging. And again, because you're installing it piece by piece and not by full tracks, you do have a lot of flexibility to create the thickness and the volume that you want to create. Okay, so I know this is really long, but I must say this. So about the braiding, I forgot to say this. So if you're doing cornrows like I have, and your hair is going all the way back, just in the basic back cornrow pattern, and you have the extra hair that's left down, so you braid it all the way back to, and it goes to your nape, and then there's extra hair, what to do with that hair. So I'm going to demonstrate with a flexi rod. Okay, so just imagine this flexi rod being a cornrow. So you've cornrowed your hair back. So you have this extra hair down here. What you do is you bend it up along the rest of your braid, like so, and then you would crochet the hair around the end of the braid so it secures it in place. And that's it. Okay, that's the end. Yay! Okay, so make sure you like this video and leave all your questions below that you have. And please don't forget to subscribe to the Jovan Salon channel. We have so much more coming. And you can find us on Instagram at Jovan Salon. You can find us on Facebook at Jovan's Salon and Barbering. And you can also find us at Jovan's Bridal too on Facebook and Instagram. And you can always find us here on YouTube. Or you can go to our website at jovans.com. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.